What's up, guys? Welcome to phase 4 of the off-season programming. This will be the last phase leading into the fall season. Hopefully everybody's been able to keep up with the programming and nice and fit and strong and ready to get back after it and get back on campus. I'm excited for y'all to get back here and get after some work. Let's go over phase 4. The big difference here in phase 4 is we're going to really back off the weight room. The weight room volume is very low, but the running goes way up. We got to get your legs ready for sprinting and changing direction and all the tactical things that we'll need you to do on the field. So we're going to really ramp up the running volume. So it was slowly ramping up throughout the off season, but now is the time to really start running. So we got to get after it here. You can, again, same formatting on the programming. We have the videos. I did not shoot a video for the 60-yard shuttle or the alactic capacity 60-yard shuttle or the 300 shuttle. So guys, for the 60-yard shuttle, we're going to set up 20 yards apart. So set up cones 20 yards apart. We're going to run 20 yards, 20 yards back, and then 20 yards again for a total of 60 yards. That is a 60-yard shuttle by my definition. So you get a bunch of change of direction there. So 20 yards at a time, back and forth 3 times for a total of 60 yards. That is 1 repetition, and you do that for the number that I have prescribed. The 300-yard shuttle is going to be 25 yards at a time, so a little bit longer. And we're going to do that down and back 6 times for a total of 300 yards. So down and back 3 times, but total 6 times through 25 yards. I think everybody's aware of the 300-yard shuttle. It's what we do for our testing. So a 300-yard shuttle is 25 down and back 3 times for a total of 300 yards. But all the other exercises in this phase do have video corresponded in the video section there, so check it out. And then on the bottom of that, we are describing the anaerobic threshold training. So guys, as I said, we are ramping up the running and bringing down the weight room. So now your low days, so your low intensity days are actually going to be your lifting days. So on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, when we lift, the volume is pretty low. And then we're going to actually do our tempo runs, so our aerobic conditioning on that low day with the weight room. So this phase, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, hit the weight room and then go outside and do your tempo runs. The volume of tempo runs has gone down. We're only doing 3 sets of 8 reps at 100 yards, so it's about half, a little bit more than half of what we were doing. But again, the higher intensity runnings of the alactic and lactic capacity stuff is going to be your high intensity days, and the volume of that is going up. So if you read through the anaerobic threshold, the first thing you're going to do, so that first Tuesday, you're going to run a test. That's all you're going to do for the threshold that day is just do the test. That is a 6-minute modified Cooper test. So you're going to run around the track, and it has to be on the track because we have to get the meters. We need the distance that you ran in 6 minutes. So you run as fast as you can around the track for 6 minutes, and then record the distance that you were able to complete in that 6 minutes. You're going to take that distance, so each lap is 400 meters. However many meters that you completed, you're going to plug that into the Excel spreadsheet, the AT calculator that I've attached to this email. You're going to put that in the cell B2, hit enter, and then it's going to fill in all the rest of the numbers for you to give you the number of laps that you should be able to hit, and then your pace. So for example, if you got in that 6 minutes, were able to complete a full mile, which would be 4 laps, you had 1,600 meters, during the 5 minutes of work during week 1, on Thursday of week 1, you're going to do 5-minute intervals. During that 5 minutes, you should be able to complete about 2.8 laps. The pace of each lap should be about 105 seconds. So each lap should take you about 105 seconds to get all the way around. That's your pacing. So if you keep that pace, you'll hit that 2.8 laps within the 5 minutes. That's a very specific pacing for the anaerobic threshold. If it's too intense and you run too fast, you're going to burn out and you're going to be lactic and you're going to accumulate fatigue too quickly. If it's not fast enough, then it's just jogging, it's aerobic capacity, it's not the training effect that we're looking for. So the pacing is very specific. Make sure you do the test and then make sure you plug in the numbers and then make sure you're pacing it correctly during those intervals. Hopefully if you have any questions, you can hit me up and let me know. And then You go scroll down through to the energy system development. Again, I've already talked about this, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday are now our tempo and lifting days. Those are low intensity. Those should not crush you. Those are the weight room volume is very low, and the tempos have gone down. Those are your low days. Our high days are our running days. We're going to do our speed work. So the speed work is exactly the same as last phase. We're kind of in a maintenance phase. We still want to work on it and continue to maintain those qualities, but it's not our primary focus. Our primary focus now is going to be on capacity and conditioning. So we do our speed work, and then we go into our alactic capacity on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So those are the 60-yard shuttles. In week 1, it says AC in parentheses, you're doing 2x6. So you're doing 2 sets of 6 reps. So you'll do a 60-yard shuttle. That is that is 1 rep. You do 60 yards, that's 1 rep. You take a 45-second break during week 1, and then you do it again for 6 reps. Take 5 minutes, and then you're going to do 2 series of that, or 2 sets. Each week, the recovery goes down. So week to week, week 1 is 45, then 40, then 35, then 30 seconds. So the recovery in between each rep goes down. So make sure you understand that. And the volume of repetitions goes up. So 6, 8, 10 throughout the week there. And then at the end of the workout, you're going to do some anaerobic threshold. So based off of the testing that we did in the first week, then you're going to go into your anaerobic threshold. That's the AT. And we're going to do 2 series of 5 minutes in the first week, 2 series of 6 minutes, 2 series of 7, and then 8 throughout the week. 5-minute break in between intervals. So you do 6 minutes on the track. That is one interval. Then you take like a 5-minute break, 5-10-minute break, and then you do your next interval at that amount of pacing for the duration that is prescribed. Again, if you have questions on that, let me know. So in between each exercise, take about a 5 to 10 minute break, and then in between each series of exercises, you can take a 5 or 10 minute break. That's going to be a long running workout. You're looking at like an hour and a half to even maybe a little bit more, depending how long you take in between the different exercises. But we're trying to prepare you for a 2-hour practice. So we need you to be able to tolerate high volumes of running so that you can tolerate it once we get back in here and are actually participating in lacrosse for 2+ hours. So we need to get you ready to do that. Then on Saturday, a little bit less volume on your high day there. So you're going to do your speed work as per usual, and then we're doing our 300-yard shuttles. 300-yard shuttles are obviously pretty taxing. So on that Saturday, it's going to be a quick workout. You're looking at like maybe 45 to an hour at tops with warm-up. So you're going to get in, do your speed work, and then you're doing 2 300-yard shuttles. But week 1, you got 3 minutes to recover, and then that goes down to that last week is going to be 1.5 minutes, which is going to be really tough, but that'll prepare you for the test when you're back on campus, and you're going to crush that. Again, the speed work is pretty much remaining the same. Nothing really changing there. Weight room, the volume goes down. We're in a maintenance phase. We're just trying to maintain the qualities that we've built, and now focusing more on the running. So if you have any questions on any of that, please feel free to hit me up, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory from there. Guys, really crush this last phase so that, again, we're ready and the body is prepared to get back into fall ball and that we can exceed and not be injured. So we'll look forward to seeing y'all. Enjoy the rest of your break, and I'll see you when you get back.